You're up in the sky, I'll carry you home, home to the mountaineers. And soon, my friend, you'll see them again, the ones you left behind, the ones you left behind. And I'll sing for you all the way home.
Good morning. Welcome to my tour. As you can see, I've just woken up, so I'm gonna make some coffee, and then we can talk.
Why does it feel like home isn't home? I've been in this war too long. It's in the air that I breathe, oh, it's in the trees.
Okay, so now that I have my coffee, I figure I will just talk briefly about this camper, why I chose it over a van or an RV or a boat. The number one reason why I chose a truck camper is because I can keep it forever. So if this truck dies, I can keep the camper, upgrade the truck. The build is not tied to the vehicle. That is really important to me. The second reason that I chose a truck camper is because now I have a truck, it's got good clearance and it has 4x4 and it's a very capable vehicle. A lot of vans are not capable vehicles in terms of going on kind of like dicey roads and 4x4 roads. And yeah, that was super important to me because one of the biggest reasons why I love road life is because I can get places where most people can't, and I enjoy solitude. And yeah, the camper itself is a Bigfoot 1500 611. These campers are extremely rare. They were only made for 2 years in the 90s, I believe 1994, 1995. I've literally never seen one for sale. The reason that these are so desirable are because they are very lightweight for what they are. The dry weight is, I believe, about 1,000 pounds. And it was Bigfoot's only camper that they made, to my knowledge, that fits comfortably in a standard 6.5 foot truck bed. They make a lot of other campers that fit in an 8 foot bed, but this was the only one that they made that fit in a standard bed. It just overhangs slightly as it is a 7 foot. But I actually like that a lot because it leaves me a bit of tailgate to use as a porch, which is amazing. There's not much going on. Pretty much like all of these doors are useless. They're for components that aren't in the camper anymore. This is the only one that still has use. It's where my propane tank goes. I have a 15-pound propane tank and it lasts like forever. In fact, I haven't even changed it out yet, and I've had this camper for 2 months almost. It is pretty low though, so I'll probably need to change it out in the next week or so. So for the truck itself, I did upgrade the tires. I've got these BFG KO2 all-terrains. I went with the E-rated tires this time. They're just made to carry a heavier load. And with the camper, I figured it was a good idea. So I've been using these tires for ever now on different vehicles, and I really like these. So in terms of suspension, I upgraded the leaf packs, the leaf springs in the back, put some timbrins in, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. When I put the camper in, you know, it handled pretty bad and it was sagging and the suspension was really strained, so I got that upgraded pretty fast and now it rides way better. Honestly, this truck carries the weight of this camper so much better than I thought it would, probably because this camper is so lightweight, but it still has a lot of power and it drives awesome. And for the truck itself, I went with the first generation Toyota Tundra. I just love this generation of Toyotas, the late 90s, early 2000s. They're just really great. And also, I love that the truck and the camper are from a pretty similar time period as well. It just, they just go well together, and I like that. So that's it for the outside of the build. Pretty simple. I'm gonna move inside now and give you guys a look around the inside. Here is my kitchen. Lots of counter space, which is great. Do not underestimate the value of counter space if you're building a camper. It really matters. Having a lot of counter space makes a big difference. Here is my sink. It is a manual hand pump sink, very basic, but I found it suits my needs. Having an electric water pump is more convenient, but this works fine for most things. And I kind of like the manualness of it. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Here is my stove. It is a stove. It turns on, it gets things hot. That's all I really have to say about that. I have no idea what brand this is since I didn't buy it. Utensil. I don't know. It seems to work fine though. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but I did not do this renovation. The guy I bought it from, Jake, did, and he did a great job. Very similar style to what I would have wanted anyways, so finding this and it being a really rare camper that I was looking for was just like a no-brainer purchase for me. I'll link his contact info down below if anyone's interested. Yeah, if you guys are needing any sort of renovation work for like your van or camper or whatever. So here is my heater. It is a Olympian Wave 3 catalytic safety heater. It is propane. It works amazing. If you do buy one of these, just make sure that you have ventilation, being a fan or just cracking a couple of windows, because this is a propane heater. You need to be mindful of that. Your typical utensil drawer. It has utensils. Forks, sporks, I guess, actually. Got a paring knife, some scissors, folding knife, can opener, lime squeezer, dish scraper, chef's knife, spatula. This is my junk drawer, I guess. This is the most unorganized area in the entire build. Just got some random like stuff in there, camera stuff. Yeah, just stuff, junk, I guess, I don't know. So underneath the sink, I keep these cutting boards. My dad made these, and they are some of my most prized possessions, just because A, he made them, and B, I just really love them. Behind that, I have a 12-inch cast iron with a lid. Got a dish drying rack, and then I've got water storage. This is a 4-gallon tank, and it's really easy. You just take it out and you can fill it at any like grocery store. You don't have to fuss with finding a place where you can plug a hose in, which a lot of RVs have to worry about. Over here we've just got some cleaning stuff, paper towels, some cleaning stuff, trash bags, these magic eraser things. They're nice for just kind of keeping the paint clean because it gets a little dirty in here. So also with the water, I have a spare 4-gallon jug in the cab of the truck. So I have 8 gallons in total. That works just fine. I don't need like a giant 30-gallon tank that I see in some of these vans. Alright, so this is the little cubby by the door. And here I just have some random things stored on the left. I have my shovel. I'm sure that someone will ask in this video, where do I go to the bathroom? Well, it's pretty simple. You just you dig a hole, and yep, that's it. Also, if I'm like in a public place, then I'll just go use a public restroom. Like, there's so many of them. Here's my little trash can. It's just like a 6-liter compost bin, but I use it as a trash can and it works great. So here we have the pantry. In the left basket, I keep all of my produce. In the right basket, I keep all of my grains and like random snacks and stuff. Melatonin, vitamins. I keep peanut butter in the corner. Cans fit perfectly in this back corner. This is my coffee bag. I keep all of my coffee stuff in there. Olive oil. This is my spice rack. Back here I've got like a blender. These are some of my dishes. They are, quote, unbreakable. I doubt that's true, but they're not made out of ceramic or anything like that, so they are pretty durable. I believe they're made out of bamboo, so they make really good road life dishes. I try and limit the amount of breakable things that I have in the camper, just because, you know, I do go down some really crappy roads, and I basically try and fit everything in as snug as possible. Also, if you notice, like, everything is packed in super tight, so there's not a lot of room for things to move. Just like playing Tetris, and I think that's a really good way to go about packing a camper, because the worst thing is, you know, you have something that slides around in your cabinet and then the force of it opens the cabinet, and then all of your stuff like falls out, breaks, whatever. And right below the pantry, I have this other little cabinet. I just put this door in and painted it and mounted it. Before, when I got the camper, the old battery system was still in here, and this was an old power inverter fuse box. I just recently redid the solar with my friend, and we took out that box, and now it's just extra storage. For now, I've got like my titanium pot that I use for backpacking. I actually don't have a regular pot. I should probably get one. I also have some more of those dishes. These are like little cereal bowls. Some extra coffee filters, and yep. Here is my fridge. It is a Dometic CFX 3 45-liter fridge, and yeah, it's been great. Dometic fridges are really energy efficient. I highly recommend getting a 12-volt fridge. If you're going to be building a camper, they're just going to save you a lot of power in the long run, and yeah. And here's the inside. Pretty standard fridge. Just got some food in here. Got some film. That's a fridge. Also, if you can see back behind here, these little wooden blocks. The way I mounted this fridge was pretty like different, I guess. What I wound up doing was using industrial strength Velcro, like really strong Velcro. And so I have Velcro on the fridge and then Velcro on the other side of the wooden block as well. And then I have like a non-slip drawer liner underneath the fridge. And this thing is like, oh, it's so solid. It was just a really clean way for me to mount this fridge and not have to drill any more holes in the camper. And then I also didn't have to like build an enclosure for it, which is nice because now it's super easy access. And yeah, so right above the fridge and this cabinet, we've got my office slash library slash bathroom. It's kind of a random assortment of things. Got my journal, got toiletries in here, cord organizer, it's got my mirror, got a little chessboard, sketch pad. Bag has a bunch of like music recording stuff, microphones. This bag has some other electronics. Keep all my hard drives in here. And then I've got some books. That's it. So here is my organized junk drawer. I know everything that lives in here, it all has a specific place. So I feel like calling it a junk drawer is weird. Some hard drives that I use like frequently. A Bluetooth speaker. I just bought this actually, and it's freaking amazing. It's also waterproof. I've got my film camera, coasters, self-protection, tube knife, a bunch of guitar capos, medicine cabinet, allergy medication, ibuprofen. This is my living room. This couch is 7 feet long, so it's pretty long. You could fit like 99.9% of humans on this couch. I mean, who's taller than 7 feet? It makes for a great guest bed. This screen door is one of my favorite little things about this camper. So nice for ventilation, and it just brings you closer, you know, to the outside, lets all the bird noises in. You know, it's great. I also just got this plant probably like a week ago now. It is a pothos, I'm not sure. Apparently they're really great road life plants because they are very resilient and hard to kill. If you remember my last video, or my last tour video when I was living in the Sequoia, you might remember I had a snake plant that I was infatuated with, but unfortunately he passed away this winter. But that was a long time ago now. I think I'm over it. I do have the pot still, so I'll probably get another snake plant. Here's my new love. I forgot to mention this rug. I got it from World Market and I like it. Okay, now I'm on the floor. Here's the other side of my couch. Here's my guitar. When I'm driving, I just keep this on my bed. I do have a guitar case for it. It's in the front of the truck, but keeping it out of the case because I just play it more. So I mentioned this in my last tour video, but I'll mention it in this one because I think it's important. If you're going to live on the road, having a hobby is really great. Maybe it's a musical instrument, maybe it's some other creative outlet like drawing, painting, writing, reading, knitting, sewing. My friend is currently putting a sewing machine in his camper, which is cool. You just have a lot of free time when you are on the road because you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's not a bunch of distractions. The days feel a lot longer. I've found having multiple creative outlets to be really good, and you'll probably get a lot better at them. So also, it just keeps you from looking at your phone or your computer so much, which it's so easy to get distracted with all that stuff now. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like we are much better serving ourselves learning like a skill or a hobby or reading a book, or yeah, I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, there's no table, but there is a table. It is right here. It goes right into this little mount in the floor. I have my table, so it's super easy. This is just a little like storage box. This is my drone, and got some other camera stuff in there, and got my brooms. I have 2 now. So I've got this big broom, which is really good for like getting kind of on the sides of the fridge and like in the harder to reach places. And then I've got this little tiny broom. Mostly got this for the dustpan, but yeah. So I just remembered as I was filming my office that I actually have some office work to do today. Since I'm here, I might as well mention the internet, because I'm sure somebody will ask about how I get internet. I literally just use my hotspot on my phone to hotspot my computer, and it works great. If I have to upload a large file, I'll go and use a coffee shop for that, or a library. So I realized I've been filming all morning and haven't gotten to eat anything, so I made a snack. This is like the easiest road life snack ever. Here is my bedside table. I usually sleep with my head on this side, but I was on a slant, so I had my pillows over there. Currently, I have my hat up here, and underneath the hat, I have a loaf of bread, sourdough. There's no room in my cupboard, so I figured that was a good place for it. Here's my bed. It is big, it's beautiful, and I love it. I don't actually know what size bed this is. I think it's like a queen. And I've got a throw blanket. So here I've got my throw pillows, got 2. Inside of each one there's a sleeping bag. Just a little clever storage hack. Not my idea, totally stole that idea, but yeah, it's lovely. And the down and sleeping bags is actually way higher quality than the down you get in pillow inserts, so it's actually makes for a really good pillow. Also, in my last tour video of my Sequoia, I mentioned that I got this linen duvet and I loved it, and well, it's a year later and I still love it. It's just gotten softer. It's worth the investment. Anyways, So, as you can see, I am on the bed. I'm right on the edge of the mattress. Give you more of an idea of just how spacious it is up here. You could probably fit like 3 people up here. Not sure why you do that. And then just for reference, I am 6 foot and I fit very comfortably. I can completely stretch my toes out all the way and I don't touch the edge. So I would say this bed's probably like 6'5" across. That's my guess. Also, this is a little nook area just at the very front of the camper. I just have some rolled up blankets in here in case it gets cold. It's really nice because I have a window on both sides of the bed and I also have a roof hatch that opens with a screen. So if it's a hot night, I can open all of my windows and it's pretty ventilated in here. I really love this bed. I feel like I'm hanging out in like a tree house or something. You're just like really high up. And to the side of the bed over the couch, I've got these 2 cloth bins. So I keep my pants in here and I keep my shirts in here and I just roll everything up and it fits nice and tidy. These are cool too because they're easy to just take down and look through as opposed to having to dig through your cabinets looking for stuff. And moving a little farther down, I've got my overhead cabinets, and this one I've got some of these same bins but they're flipped sideways. Just gives me kind of like dividers, I guess. So I've got my flannels in this one. I've got a bunch of jackets in here. I've got my towel. I'm a little low on socks, but they all live in here. My other cabinet, I have like some sweaters, got some exercise bands, and then in here I've got a bunch of papers, documents, like just like important stuff for me. One of my very favorite features of this camper is the roof hatch. Opens completely, so you can access the roof, and it also has a little knob that you can twist to just open the door and then leave the screen so you can have it open and not let bugs get in. Yeah, it's great. It really opens up the space. I was really wanting my truck camper to have a roof hatch, so the fact that this one has one is freaking perfect. So I'll take you upstairs and we'll have a look at the solar panels. Yeah, so here's my roof. Very simple. This is a 175 watt flexible panel from Renovated, and then that is a 100 watt glass panel from Renovated as well. So I have 275 watts in total. I have found that to be great. I come up here in the morning sometimes and drink coffee, read, journal, just hang out, and it's really lovely to just come and sit up here and kind of be above the landscape and relax. Definitely one of my favorite features of this camper. So for the electrical system itself, it lives in this cabinet by the door. This is a Goal Zero Yeti 3000X. Amazing battery. It's 284 amp hours. I can't remember exactly, but it's a huge battery. More than a lot of people probably need, but I do a lot of computer work for video and photo, and I wanted to have some buffer room for like if there's a period of cloudy, rainy days and I wasn't getting any charge. So yeah, I got this battery. I have it strapped in with some D-rings down here just so it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, it's kind of a tight space in here, so a little hard to film, but this is where the solar plugs in. And the Goal Zero is wired into the fuse box. The fuse box is wired into the 12-volt system, the lights, and the fridge. Those are the only 2 things that I have wired up right now. Very simple system. So in the very back, you can see there are a couple of AC plugs plugged in. One of them goes to the stove because it has an electronic lighting mechanism, and then the other one goes to my wall outlet. So that runs here. This is my only wall outlet, and it's just 2 AC outlets and 2 USB. It's super easy. I mean, it literally just plugs into the AC on the Goal Zero. It's pretty much just an extension cord with a wall mounted interface. So I'm gonna plug this back in. Gotta keep your batteries charged when you're filming. Last but not least, just got all of my storage in the cab. I guess this is like my garage. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got a spare 4-gallon water tank. I've got a tennis racket, back in this little nook, I have a saw. That's just for if I come across a downed like tree branch that I need to get off the road. So here I just keep like some backpacks and stuff, my guitar case, hiking bag, gym bag slash cafe bag. And in this bin, I've got a ton of stuff. It's kind of hard to see all the stuff I have in here, but I've got all of my tools, I've got all of my backpacking gear. Also my dirty clothes hamper kind of sits on top of the bags. That way I can reach through the pass-through window and just put my dirty clothes in the dirty clothes hamper without having to get out of the truck. Also, I've got my axe. Don't really have much on this side. This is a really cool bag that my friend made. You should check him out. So in the door here, I keep an extension cord. This is in case I ever need to charge my Goal Zero power station. Like if there's really like 2 weeks of wet weather or something, I'll get a campground with an RV hookup and I'll just charge. It charges in like 12 hours or something from zero, which is pretty good. Some gardening gloves. I don't have a garden, but maybe someday. So in the back, on the passenger side, on the floor, I just have all of my shoes, hiking boots, regular boots, sandals, flip-flops, whatever. And up here, just all of my jackets. They're just kind of stacked. And then just a look inside this side of the bin. This bin actually fit everything that was in my roof boxes. I had 3 Roam cases on my last build, and this box literally fit everything in it. And if I really wanted to, I could buy another one and stack it and just have an insane amount of storage. So yeah. And then on the dashboard, I just got a handful of these solar rechargeable lights. These things are really nifty, just for camping, being outside, backpacking, whatever. So I pulled this out from my box. This is my little solar shower. Literally just a bag that you lay out in the sun, and the sun heats up the water. There's a little thermometer on here. It actually gets quite hot, like 110 degrees on a good day. So I think it only holds like 3 gallons or something. So you definitely have to ration the water, but it works fine. You just hang it from a tree or from like the top of your camper or whatever, and you can take a shower in the middle of nowhere. So for showers, otherwise I have 2 gym memberships, national gym memberships, that I can usually find showers at, and then friends' houses, and then also campgrounds, state parks. You can find showers pretty easy on the road. It is so beautiful out here today. Gosh. So pretty. Alright, so that is it for the tour. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to know the Bigfoot a little bit better. I'm pretty sure that I forgot to introduce myself when I was filming this morning. I guess that's what I get for trying to film before the coffee has processed. But anyways, I guess I'll just do it now. My name is Nathaniel Wise, and I am an outdoor adventure and travel photographer. I've been on the road for 4 years now, which feels weird to say out loud, but it'll be 4 years officially in about a week. When I started, for the first 2 years, I was in a 2000 Toyota 4Runner, and then for the last 2 years, I was in a 2005 Toyota Sequoia. And for the last 2 months, I've been in the truck camper. So yeah, if you've been following my journey already, thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in what it's like to live in here, I did make a point to have a handful of vlogs already posted. If you're interested in those, feel free to check them out. They're just like little cinematic video journals of my journey. So yeah, I have a lot of fun making them, and I'm really happy to share them with you. And yeah. Oh, and also if you're interested in my photography, I do have my Instagram linked below in the description. That's where I post all my photos that I take on this journey, so maybe I'll see you over there. yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you had any questions, just drop them below in the comments and I'll get back to you. And feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.